Hello and welcome to another season of Banta with Toni. I have missed you guys and I hope you guys have missed me. It's been a couple of months and it's good to be back. Let's just say that. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer and, we keep trekking through with life given everything that we have going on right now. So while I was gone, so much happened. So it's only right that when we start out the new season, I'm going to start out with pop culture. The episodes will come out on Fridays. I haven't decided yet what days they will be coming out, but once I do, I will be sure to let you guys know. So keep an eye out for new episodes. I am also creating more content on all my other platforms, and I'm really trying my best here to manage everything and to be able to let you guys in to get a complete view of who I am and what I bring to the table and what I'm trying to do here. So please support a young African mother, that's trying to do things. Support me. Support me as support yourself. Support everybody. Okay? All right. So the first story is going to be the Tabitha Brown story. I'm sure at this point everybody has kind of heard about it, but I wanted to talk about it on here because I just could not understand at the time why everybody gave her such a hard time for what she was saying. And I understand the times that we're in. I think the stats is that there's currently about 500,000 African American women who are unemployed in this current economy. So that's a huge number. We have to be honest with that. And I think that given that whole situation, that a lot of people were more sensitive to anything that somebody is saying that is in any kind of relation with work right now. And then I think obviously it coming from somebody that people perceive as that person's successful, that person cannot relate to the average person, at least that's the perception. I think it made it even more difficult. But did what she say, was that such a terrible thing? No. Because if you watch the video, she was saying like, while you're pursuing your dreams right now, your entrepreneurship stuff is not working. You're not making money like you could be. And instead of you struggling through it, there's nothing wrong with you having a job and still pursuing your dreams, aka what I'm doing right now. Like we all have dreams, we all have things that we want to achieve, but I guess for me it's like maybe it's because I'm African, but I've always come from that place of like, there are those things that I need to have first in place before I can say, okay, I'm going to lean on this. And even with that, like we always taught to just have something in the back, something else going, because you just never know, especially like when your livelihood and the things that you are wanting to achieve is dependent on somebody else, right? So even with entrepreneurship, yes, you have a lot of autonomy, but your well-being, your being able to pay your bills and everything else is dependent on people coming for your services or buying your products. And if times are hard, everybody's going through it. If you are providing a service or a product that's considered a luxury, it is a tough market right now, because people are trying to just make sure they can do the basic things. And even for some people, that is very difficult. So I think what she was just saying was like, it's not a failure to yourself. It's more of an ego thing. Like she was trying to say, like, let go of your ego, go find a job, go do these things and still pursue your dream. And it might just be a chapter that is in your dream right now. It just might not be working out right at this moment, but it doesn't mean that it'll never work for you. But save yourself some stress and go and collect a job so that there will be, and I think in the video she mentioned like you're driving everybody around you crazy. So like, because you have a strain, you are affecting your loved ones, the environment you're creating, everything else with the stress. That's what the woman was saying. And people had a problem with that. I don't understand it. I totally understood what she was saying, and I still also understood the fact that it was just the timing of the message, that people were just super sensitive to what it was that she was communicating at the time. So I wanted to bring that up because I think that is valid. Dreams are up and down. Like sometimes you try something and it works, and it might work for a season, and then in another season it's not working. And that's the human experience, our ability to be able to adjust and say, okay, I tried this, it didn't work, or I tried this, it worked, but right now it's not working. And really being able to let go of the ego of like, oh my gosh, I could never have a 9 to 5, because you remember when having a 9 to 5 was a crime? Oh Lord. So we're in different times. We're in different times for sure. Rihanna is still very pregnant. Rihanna is still very pregnant, and there's rumor that this time around is going to be a baby girl. So she has 2 boys already. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I saw that there was like a ad for the Fenty Puma yesterday, and it was a photo shoot, and she's looking very pregnant. So it's going to be probably any moment now that we get to find out if she's gonna have her little baby girl, or if it's gonna be her and those boys, all of her boys. So I can't wait to see. I mean, if she has a little girl, can you imagine the outfits that she's gonna put her in? Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be awesome. Cardi B, speaking of pregnancies, Cardi B announced yesterday that she was pregnant and expecting with her current boyfriend. And I saw a bunch of mixed reactions. So there were those who were like, oh my gosh, good for her. And then I saw the, oh my gosh, Black women, we can't be out here always portraying the story of having 5 different baby daddies and dabbity dab, woo woo, la di la da, woo doo woo woo. And the thing is, maybe it's a fault of mine, but I can see on both sides. Like, either way, somebody's pregnant, be happy for that person. Like, it doesn't cost us anything, right? So definitely, like, congratulations to her and Stefan Diggs. That's the name of the boyfriend that she's pregnant with. And then the other side of it is like, I mean, that's not how she planned her life. Like, if we want to go to the other argument of, like that comment that I saw, and I guess a lot of people feel that way, like, why is she pregnant again? And now with a different... The woman was married to the person who she thought she was going to build forever with. That didn't work out for her. And then now she finds herself in this place. So, and then it's Cardi B. Like, she ain't going to go through what me and you will be going through. Her child will be well taken care of, just like the other 3. That's why she's out here selling you her albums, okay? I've been loving all of the videos that she's been putting out, to be honest. It's so hilarious. Like the one where she's selling the CD in the streets and she has on like her little slippers. Oh my gosh, hilarious. What was the other one? I even showed my husband. We were like cracking up about it because I'm just like, this lady is funny. And then I saw the video, the interview she did with Kelly Rowland. So if you haven't seen it, it's available on YouTube. It was done with Spotify, so it's leading up to her album, and it was just pure comedic gold in that video. It was so hilarious. The looks on Kelly's face, because you could just tell like some of the things that Cardi was saying in there, it was not planned, because Kelly Rowland was just like, whoop. Like, I know I'm not supposed to laugh. Like, the part where she's like, I'm trying to help out this. And then turned out she wants to sleep with my man. And I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. And Kelly's like, Cardi, I know I'm not supposed to laugh. I thought that interview was great. I think, like, you never would have thought, like, Kelly Rowland interviewing her, but it worked. And I guess, like, they have a relationship, obviously, outside of the media, outside of what people know. But it was just a very, very funny and interesting interview. I haven't watched the interview yet with Gayle King. That's on my to-watch list. So I won't speak on that because I haven't seen it. I only saw that one little clip, and then I've been seeing, like, obviously she made the announcement on Gayle's show and all of that. So I will have to go and watch that and then probably talk about that in another episode. This was the summer of romance. Pure romance. Pure romance. Pure romance was in the air. Everybody was getting married. What? It was, oh my gosh, it was just lovely. So it started out with Davido and Chioma. They were the first ones done the summer that did that thing, and they were in Miami. They were in Miami. And it was star-studded. Everybody came through. They had their wedding. She had the beautiful, beautiful beaded gown. I do know the designer, but I don't know why it's skipping me right now. Alanoku Bridal, beautiful gown. The picture where she's wearing like the black suit and then her necklace was going down her back. That was one of my favorite of the pre-wedding ones that they had shared. And they had their beautiful ceremony. Then in between, Toni, so she's a writer, and she got married to her boo. She's a British writer. That I like her. I like the things that she shares on her social media. Sometimes a little bit of a British accent, but I feel like maybe a little bit Jamaican influences there as well. Like, okay, I'm trying to have a British accent, but I know how good it's working out for me. But she was also getting married, so it's like she had her like introduction ceremony, I think her traditional wedding, and then it just so happened around the time that she was sharing some of her pictures, then Temi Otedola. Otedola get dollars. That is like what I was thinking the entire time I was seeing those people. I said, Otedola get dollars. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Like, and let me just say, first of all, so there was this whole discourse online about, you know, this is how you do a wedding that's classic and beautiful and da 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 da. And I guess people were like pinning her wedding against Davido's wedding. So it's not a good thing to compare a wedding, because either way, they're both rich people that got married, and we can't even afford neither one of those. So I don't even understand how we could be on the internet criticizing either one when we did not get invited to start with, and could not afford either one of them. So they are both of the same class, because I saw that where it was like, one is, no, they both are billionaires in their country, so let's stop playing with that. They both belong to the same class. They just have different taste, and I think that showed through in how they decided to celebrate their marriages. And it's okay for people to have preferences. Like, out of the two, I do prefer Temi's wedding, because she has like similar, I guess, sentiment, style, like how I would do something. That's how she did it, like to me. But it doesn't mean that like Chioma's wedding and Davido's wedding wasn't beautiful either. One thing about Chioma's wedding that I liked, whoever gave her the styling point to say, do short hair, you deserve a raise. Get out of here. When I saw her and that short hair and the dress and I said, okay, correct. She came correct. Because there were other things that I saw that I was like, I wasn't too sure. But when I saw that on that wedding day, you are correct, madam. You are correct. You are correct. And so Temi Otedola's wedding, it was just like how it was done. And the fact that this wedding had happened 3 different locations, we never heard anything about. Like, they just went about it in a different way. And I think for a lot of people, that just kind of like brought up things that have been, I guess, percolating and happening like beneath the surface, as far as like with how African weddings go. And, you know, sometimes we have equated like the big shows, the more, the extravagance, and we love it. Don't get me wrong, I am a Leo after all. You know, I like the drama. Bring the drama, honey. We love the drama, but it's like that's not all there is, you know? Like, and I think that's what her wedding really brought to the surface, was like, how can we do things? The fact that she had, you know, she did have African designers, because I did see some people online talking and saying that she had no African designers. Yes, she did. She did have African designers, but she had Western designers and even an Asian designer creating African attire. And I think that was beautiful. That was out of the box. It was breathtaking, and they did a phenomenal job. But I mean, when you have the correct amount of money, does anybody have a choice to not do it? You could have told them, create me a 10-piece head tie that goes to the... They will do it as long as you can pay. I mean, what is it? So I think some people felt some kind of way because they're like, well, they're African designers. She didn't showcase. I think there are so many people getting married now. Like what I said a few months ago when we were talking about, I think it was about this Sharon Oja wedding, that now people get stylists to do the wedding. And then that stylist is the one contacting all the designers and doing things. I think there are other people who have gotten married that have given exposure, and African designers will continue to get exposure. But I think what this wedding brought to light was like, let everybody do what they want to do. So you don't, I mean, you should, like I said, she did have some African designers, but you don't have to if that's not what you want to do. But I felt like they both did a good job of showing their heritage. It was no different from when Priscilla and Juma got married, and just everybody's just doing it the way they want to do. And I think for people to have been comparing the two, saying like this one's better, you just as an individual, you're gonna have preferences. And I think it's for me, what I liked the most about her wedding also was that we already know your father is a billionaire. The budget was probably unlimited. I think they said 14 mil is what they spent. But it's the way about that she went about doing everything, just the pure attention to details. And I think that's what I've always liked about Temi Otedola, is like with everything that she does. Even when I used to listen to her podcast that she had with Mr. Easy, that's what he would say. He was like, you guys will see her post a picture and think it's a random picture, but no, this girl has planned everything out that she's putting out. So I think that just shows up, like, even with her wedding planning, like, and that's what I loved about it, the attention to detail, and that idea, like, it doesn't always have to be rah rah rah. And I think for us as Africans, like with what we've been used to, what we see abroad, over here, and I'm sure it's no different back home, especially the Nigerian culture, it's a lot of just the big weddings, the extravagance, the loud, the noisy, and we love it. Like I said, we love the drama, but it's like, somebody came through and did something different. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing moving forward. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of brides choosing to do things their way, as it should be, and not necessarily, because that's what my mom wants, that's what my mom and my sister and my auntie and what do you want? How did you envision your day? How is that going to come to, fruition for you? And yes, you might have to appease your mom and appease your dad, but the day really is about these two people that are falling in love. And I think, they just kind of reminded us about that. Like, it should always be about the couple and what they want to do and how they want to celebrate their day, and their location of choosing to go to Iceland. That was a place that was sentimental to them. The food that they ate, what they provided for their guests, everything was just so thoughtful. Chioma's as well, when she, I think she had like a pin of her son, the one that passed away. I thought that was beautiful. So to even compare the two, it's like they both had things that were important to them, and they both had, how they wanted their days to be, and that's how both people shared it. You might prefer one over the other, but don't say that this one's great and this one's not. So I'm excited to see what the young brides are going to do. I do want to see a change in certain ways. I know, like back in the day, like the idea of even a court wedding, but from what I'm seeing now, even here in America, that's becoming more of a thing. Like 2 weeks ago, I saw this girl that did a courthouse wedding, and the most beautiful photo shoot. I mean, extravagance and the veil, and even where she got married. I said, that's a courthouse? Oh Lord, a beautiful courthouse. Where did they do that? Because I don't know if we have any kind of courthouses around here that look like that, but that's a different story. So anyways, everybody and their mama got married on the summer. Toni, the writer, like I said, her stuff was also beautiful. Her and her husband. It's just crazy that it kind of all happened around the time. So it's like one person will post and another person will post. But I was like, yes, give me all the wedding content, all of it. And all the summer brides looked beautiful. And they all incorporated their African their African heritage very, very well, and it was just beautiful to see. I like weddings. I really do. So let's see. Next, pop culture. Is there anything else happening? There's a whole bunch of other stuff that I would never discuss on this show because we're gonna keep it light and bright on this side. Okay, so yeah, we'll not be discussing any of that. But it was a good summer. It was a good summer. I think it's going to be interesting to see what else, or who who has anything for us, because the year is not over. And I know times are kind of dragging on right now, but we need entertainment. So who knows, to next week there'll be a different story, something different that I'm talking about, like, because I can guarantee there will be something different to talk about. Yeah, I can guarantee that.